My parents never allowed me to have boys sleep over at the house, so when they came to visit me, I made them sleep in separate rooms. Growing up, my parents had this iron rule: no boyfriends overnight, period. My older brothers, though, once they turned 16, their girlfriends could sleep over. Guest room only, but still. Me at 18 with my first boyfriend? Absolutely not. I remember asking mom why the rules were different. She gave me this whole speech about it's just different for girls. Didn't matter that we were both legal adults or that everyone loved my boyfriend. He wasn't allowed to stay over even once during our 6-month relationship. Fast forward, I'm 22 and dating my now fiancé Xander. Same rule. He couldn't stay over at all for 2 years. My brother's girlfriends had basically moved into the spare room, but Xander? Not a chance. I brought it up multiple times. Mom would just change the subject or say, "You're not married yet." Even after we got engaged, it took 3 more months and me finally losing it on a phone call before they allowed him to use the spare room. By then, we were planning to move in together anyway. That was a year ago. Mom and I haven't talked much since the move. She didn't even ask about it or offer to help. Then last month, completely out of nowhere, she calls about wedding planning. First real conversation in months. She practically invites herself for a week of mother-daughter bonding time. They showed up Friday evening with 1 suitcase between them. That's when it hit me. Mom and Russell aren't married, been together 6 years, both divorced, both swear they'll never marry again. We went to dinner. Everything seemed fine. When we got back, Russell grabbed their bag and started toward the guest room. I stopped him. "Actually, Russell, you're on the couch." "Mom, you've got the guest room." Dead silence. Mom blinked. "What?" "The couch has extra pillows in the closet," I said, keeping my voice light. "I'll grab blankets." Russell looked confused. "Is the guest room not big enough?" "Oh, it's plenty big, but you two aren't married, so separate sleeping arrangements." Mom's face went white. "Are you serious right now?" "Completely serious. House rules." She followed me to the guest room, hissing under her breath. "This is absolutely ridiculous. We've been together for 6 years." "I know, but you're not married, so different rooms. That was always your rule, right?" "That's different." "How?" She sputtered. "We're adults. We've been in a committed relationship longer than you've even known Xander." I sat on the edge of the guest bed. "Mom, I was an adult at 18. Legal adult. My boyfriend couldn't stay over once. Not once. Then Xander. We dated for 2 years and got engaged before you finally let him use this room. That was about protecting you." "From what?" "Because that's what you are too, right? A grown woman in a relationship? Except you're not even planning to get married." Her face went red. "This is my daughter's house. I thought I'd be welcomed here." "You are welcomed. Just not to share a bedroom with someone you're not married to. My house, my rules." I headed for the door. "There's a hotel 2 blocks away if you'd prefer." She didn't leave. Neither did Russell, though he looked absolutely miserable on that couch. The next morning, Russell asked Xander if this was his idea. Xander just shrugged. "I don't make the rules, man. I just followed them for 2 years." The week was tense. We looked at venues, tasted cakes, talked about flowers. Mom kept bringing up the sleeping arrangements, insisting this was childish and petty. Each time, I'd just smile and change the subject. On the 4th night, she finally exploded. "You're being ridiculous. You're punishing me for decisions I made when you were younger." "You're right," I said calmly. "I am. Because those decisions told me my relationships didn't matter as much as my brother's relationships, that I needed more protection or more rules, even as an adult. So now you get to feel what that's like." Russell tried to mediate. "Maybe we should just stay out of it," Mom snapped at him. She left the next morning, Russell trailing behind with their shared suitcase. Said they needed to get back for work, even though we were only halfway through the week. Xander asked me that night if I felt bad. I thought about my 18-year-old boyfriend who was never good enough for the spare room. I thought about waiting until I was engaged before Xander could stay over, while my brother's girlfriends practically lived at my parents' house. "Not even a little bit," I said.